Imagine if your body's repair system was permanently stuck in overdrive. What if every time you bumped your arm or took a tumble, instead of just a bruise, your body's response was to build solid bone, not a scar, not a healed muscle, actual, rigid bone where soft tissue is supposed to be? This isn't a hypothetical. For a handful of people around the world, it is a terrifying reality. They live with a condition so rare it affects roughly 1 person in every 1 to 2 million. It's been sensationally called Stone Man Syndrome, but its real name is Fibrodysplasia Ossificans Progressiva, or FOP. This is the story of how the body's own building blocks can go catastrophically wrong, and the incredible resilience of those who are, quite literally, turning into living statues. For people with FOP, the world is a minefield of hidden hazards. A simple childhood fall, a routine injection, even a muscle stretched too far can trigger a flare-up, a painful, aggressive swelling that is a prelude to permanent change. This process creates a second skeleton, an internal cage of bone that progressively locks the body in place. It can fuse the jaw, making it hard to eat or speak. It can immobilize the spine and rib cage, turning every breath into a conscious effort. We'll explore the science behind this devastating condition and share the moving stories of individuals who are navigating a life where their own bodies are building their prisons. Most stories about Fibrodysplasia Ossificans Progressiva begin in early childhood. A parent might notice a telltale sign present at birth: malformed big toes. They are often short and bent or curved inward, a critical clue that is too often missed. For years, a child might seem perfectly healthy, but then a minor injury triggers the first flare-up. This is the central cruelty of FOP. It steals mobility, one joint at a time. What starts as a stiff neck or a locked shoulder can progress over a lifetime. The body, in a deeply misguided attempt to heal, responds to inflammation by deploying its most powerful building material, bone. It's a process called heterotopic ossification, and it's irreversible. Trying to surgically remove the extra bone typically causes more trauma, which can trigger an even more aggressive bone-building response. As one individual described it, it's like being slowly encased in a shell. Living with FOP means constantly adapting and finding new ways to do simple tasks as mobility declines. It can mean relying on family for personal care, giving up beloved sports, and facing social isolation because so few people understand the condition.
Yet, within this incredibly challenging reality, there is profound strength. As one young woman, Kim Shields, puts it, "FOP won't get in my way. I am living my life how I choose."
So, how can muscle actually turn to bone? The answer lies in a single, tiny error in our genetic code. The vast majority of FOP cases are caused by a mutation in a gene called ACVR1. Think of the ACVR1 gene as a manager on a construction site. It's part of a network that tells the body when and where to build bone, which is essential for forming our skeleton in the womb and for minor repairs. In a healthy person, this manager is disciplined, giving orders only when needed. But in people with FOP, a specific mutation makes the ACVR1 receptor overactive. The manager essentially starts shouting, "Build," at the slightest provocation. A major breakthrough came when scientists discovered that a protein called activin A, which normally doesn't trigger bone growth, can activate the faulty ACVR1 receptor in FOP patients. This means that during an injury or illness, when inflammatory signals like activin A are present, the mutated gene misinterprets the signal. Instead of sending in soft tissue repair crews, it commands the body to begin endochondral ossification, the exact process used to form our skeletons. It isn't just a calcium deposit. It is real organized bone growing inside muscles, tendons, and ligaments. This fundamental misunderstanding at the cellular level is what creates the second skeleton that defines FOP. Because FOP is so exceptionally rare, the journey to a correct diagnosis is often fraught with danger. Studies have shown that FOP is frequently misdiagnosed, with some older reports suggesting rates as high as 8, 7, 90%, often as conditions like cancer or fibromatosis. More recent data from the FOPA registry indicates that over half of patients still receive an initial misdiagnosis. This often leads to the one thing that must be avoided: a biopsy. When a surgeon cuts into the swollen tissue to take a sample, the trauma can be immense, sending the body's haywire repair system into overdrive. This can spark explosive new bone growth and permanently lock the affected joint. Many individuals have had their condition catastrophically worsened by well-meaning but uninformed medical procedures. This is why awareness of that one key diagnostic clue is so critical: the malformed big toes present at birth. Recognizing this sign can prevent harmful interventions and get a patient on the right management path early. That path involves a life of extreme caution: no intramuscular injections, carefully planned dental work, and avoiding activities with a high risk of falls. It's all about protecting the body from its own destructive instincts. For decades, the story of FOP was one without a treatment. But that story is finally changing. The scientific breakthroughs in understanding the ACVR1 gene and activin A have opened the door to targeted therapies. A major milestone was the approval of the first ever drug for FOP, an oral medication called palovarotene, sold as Sohonos. The drug works by targeting a specific pathway to help regulate abnormal bone formation. While it represents a monumental step, its benefits are considered modest, and it comes with significant side effects, including dry skin, hair loss, and a risk of premature growth plate closure in children. Now, an even more direct approach is showing incredible promise. A drug called garetosmab is a monoclonal antibody designed to specifically block activin A, the protein that mistakenly triggers the mutated receptor. A phase 3 trial in adults showed a dramatic reduction in new bone formation over 90% compared to a placebo. Based on these stunning results, Regeneron submitted the drug for FDA review. Other drugs are also being tested. Researchers are exploring different types of inhibitors that target the faulty ACVR1 pathway from various angles, with names like zilergisertib, which is currently in a phase 2 trial. However, the path of drug development is not always straightforward. Another drug, fidrisertib, was recently discontinued after its phase 2 trial failed to meet its goals. Still, for a community that has lived with a relentless disease for so long, these developments represent a profound source of hope. Fibrodysplasia Ossificans Progressiva remains one of the most debilitating genetic conditions known to medicine. It's a disease that forces people to become spectators in their own lives, as their bodies slowly build a prison of bone. Yet, the stories of those living with FOP are not just stories of loss, they are testaments to human resilience, adaptation, and an unyielding will to live a full life against unimaginable odds. Today, that resilience is being met with real, tangible scientific progress. The dawn of targeted therapies is rewriting the future of FOP. The journey is far from over, but the path forward is no longer completely dark. What was once a medical curiosity with no treatment is now at the forefront of genetic medicine, offering hope not just for a cure, but for a life with fewer limitations. If you were moved by this story and want to learn more about the incredible people living with FOP or support the research that is changing their lives, please visit the website of the International FOP Association, IFOPA. Awareness is the first step toward understanding, and understanding is the foundation of hope.